Hola, it's Jetta, aka My Banker Jets. Today's topic, you will have to repay the stimulus check. And that is applicable to everybody, regardless of if you receive it or not. First, going to go over where the stimulus money even comes from and why we'll have to repay it. And then I'm going to go over 3 ways for us to still come out thriving. Let's go. Where does the stimulus money come from? The short answer is debt, more borrowing. The U.S. Treasury has 3 main, I guess you could say, lifelines, vessels from which they borrow. And the first is private investors. The second is foreign entities. And the third is other governments. All of that is pretty vague, I guess you could say. But of those 3, the main support comes from the Federal Reserve. That's within the U.S. And the Federal Reserve, they control the printing of money and money distribution and all of that. But at this time, we'll just say that the Federal Reserve cash apps the U.S. 1.9 trillion. I need friends with that kind of power. And then from there, the Treasury distributes the funds. There are lots of areas that the stimulus package money is going to be disseminated. In summary, we the people have borrowed. Well, we ain't borrowed, but we the people have borrowed. This is the 3rd stimulus package. The total for all 3 within the last year is about $5 trillion, which almost sounds like monopoly money, but that's the total. And if the government has to repay it, then of course the people have to repay it. And it's not about like, hey, collections, gave my $1,400 back plus interest. It's going to work through inflation or tax increases or government cuts. But I'll just focus on inflation today. Well, okay, between inflation and tax increases, all of that equals less spending power for we the people. So we the people will end up with less money. Maybe. Follow me. Inflation pretty much means that the cost of everyday goods and services will increase. Groceries, gas, housing, utilities, so on and so forth, cars, the price of it all will eventually go up. According to government officials as well as economists, the hope is that that doesn't happen. But if we're just being realistic, we have to account that as a possibility. The cost of living in general over the past couple of decades has climbed up, but wages have remained stagnant. So, where I come in, where my suggestions and I come in, we are here to make sure that we as a collective do not sink, but we come out thriving in spite of inflation. Within the next 5 or 10 years, no matter what happens, we'll be good. So my first suggestion is to borrow now. Now I know I'm like, debt for me, like I get it. Sometimes it's a requirement, but I like to make sure if you are borrowing, then you are in a position that you're fully educated on whether it be a credit card, mortgage, car loan, whatever. I feel that debt in general can be a slippery, costly slope. I just want us all to minimize how much we pay for our debts. Okay, with that being said, now is a good time to borrow because the interest rates are down. Now, when inflation starts to rise, when the economy gets back on track, interest rates will also go back up. So if you have a big purchase that you want to make, if you want to consolidate credit card debts, now is the prime time to do it. Number 2 is protect your check. So if you are getting a stimulus check, which I believe should happen within the next couple of weeks or so, my biggest suggestion is to save it for now. Now, the purpose of a stimulus check is to stimulate the economy, put money back into the economy. I get it, kind of. Stimulate with maybe 1/8, do your civic duty. Maybe buy yourself a frozen yogurt or Rice Krispie treat. Or like kale. I don't know, whatever. But spend a little bit, save more. Save more than what you're spending. The exception to that rule would be, like if you're paying off a debt. Number 3, invest your money. Saving alone is not going to beat inflation. The value of the money will depreciate over time. Investing is going to give you a much higher return. My goal is to make a video about investing in the near future. Can't guarantee when, but soon. In the meantime, you can always re-watch my stimulus check challenge video from last year, and it still applies to this year, on how to use your stimulus check. Yes, so those are my 3 suggestions: how to pimp all of this stimulus borrowing and all of the potential inflation. In summary, borrow now, protect your check, and invest. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good jazz, and we'll be in touch. Bye.